What is up, DTube Steam blockchain? So today I want to talk about a topic that I will call making intelligence great again. So this is very, very exciting because of, I think it's a great time that, especially now with 2020s, 2021, 2022, this is a pretty interesting time for making intelligence great, where so when I started to do videos 2010, and even when I did some videos also 2007, be able then, and even 2012, 2013, be able to make intelligence great then was kind of hard, because you just needed to be funny. You just needed to do shock-based stuff. If you used a lot of intelligence, it never really got any attention. But now with this new technology, actually real intelligence can be rewarded, and that is very, very cool, because that is just what is needed right now. That you basically make intelligent great again and reward those things. As we know in this sort of industry, blockchain, crypto, usually referred to as proof of brain. At first, I was considering proof of brain as, is this maybe just some new gimmick that people throw around? But after using these systems for almost 2 years now, I could say that it definitely works. It does, but yeah, it has been a lot unbalanced. But what I mean, the core layer in the surface, these proof of brain systems are completely gonna change the way of what kind of stuff that gets kind of popular and gets in people's faces. Because the early internet, it was mainly just focusing on just the easiest thing to do. Oh, how can I get attention? Oh, I'm going to scream in the video, or I'm gonna bring up something dramatic or something like that. And that basically has been the mode of most of the internet, because it's running on the old infrastructure, where if you actually use if you use intelligence on the old infrastructure, it doesn't really matter if you use intelligence, nobody will listen, because you're still running on the old layer, on the old technology. It's sort of, you need a complete upgrade, and that's sort of, you need a new internet almost. Now it seems the next 5 years is going to be a duality in a way, where more people are sort of going to find out, oh, we have some new kind of cool technology, and maybe they're going to check it out a little bit, and then they go back to the old. And then of course, if you're in this industry, you sort of see how early this is and how superior it is. So eventually it becomes kind of obvious that eventually people will just use new technology, and then they won't jump back and forth. They will just running on the best technology, the best intelligence technology. And this is so, so cool. This is so, so cool. The thing with intelligence is, many times it takes, if you want to explain some intelligent thing to a person, it takes a lot of willingness for that person to sort of listen and sort of take that in. And the way humans sort of have structured a lot of stuff in this world right now is they, when they are socializing with other people, they just want something light, and maybe do some jokes. But they have such a long experience of maybe that intelligent hasn't really worked for them. So it seems as they just want to make jokes, do simple stuff. And if you actually bring up real intelligence and talks about some new technology, they're usually not that willing. And then you kind of learn the habit of, okay, this person is not really that willing, and then you just go find some other group of people that are maybe geeky or something like that. So And I think a lot of this has happened because people have misunderstood the intellect and the memory as intelligence, while we're gonna realize with these smart devices that is eventually gonna have 1,000. I mean, we already have it right now, 1 terabyte phones, and then it's gonna be maybe 1,000 terabyte phones. Who knows? But then it's going to be people going to realize, oh, wait a sec, we can just store all the intellect and memory stuff on these devices. I don't really need to have it in my head and tell it as a joke to a person or try to impress someone using my memory. So a lot of people right now in the world are using their memory, and they sort of think it's intelligence. They think they know something, while they probably don't know that much. Their senses have gathered some data, but in the whole cosmos, the data that they have gathered in their head is so small. It's so small that you can say it's quite insignificant. It's not insignificant for a person, because a lot of memory, you need memory for survival and stuff like that, to do certain things in life. But in terms of, let's say, knowing life, or let's say knowing intelligence, you basically cannot do this from memory, because memory is already old. The moment you have it, it's already old sort of data, right? This is kind of interesting then, because when all these machines will do memory better than us, people suddenly have more time to look at stuff and actually look at the core of life more, and using intelligence and perception. And maybe then, because right now people think they know a lot, some people think they know everything, and that kind of makes it so they do not really explore that much intelligence, but they just derp around and stuff like that. And sure, it can be fun to derp around a little bit, have some fun, of course. But if it's the only thing that a person does, is like, okay, they probably have misunderstood and misinterpreted memory as intelligence. Well, memory is just, we have memory. We have memory in the cells, in everywhere, and now these devices have a memory. Okay, so all the memory, like let's say the memory in your body, if you're eating something, your body knows by memory exactly how to process that, how to deal with it, and your body just being memory, it works. So we can look at the body. Okay, memory is amazing. Okay, it runs your body, it does all of the stuff that you don't have to think about. Now we're gonna get the same thing with smartphones, or which is external memory. Okay, smartphone, a gadget, or other gadgets, they are gonna be able to do all the memory based stuff better than humans, just because most of the human work is memory. The gadget is going to do all of that, and you're not going to even have to think about it. This is cool, because you finally can make people be perceptive, and that is epic. If they become perceptive, then they are basically using their intelligence, and it becomes very obvious what they should do, because human is basically intelligence, right? So yeah, it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be very exciting, and people are going to enjoy the benefits. Everyone eventually is going to enjoy the benefits of new technology. There's a lot of pettiness right now, where a lot of people want to stick to sort of old technology. They don't want to upgrade because they kind of used to something. But when they start to use the new stuff, they realize, wow, this was really, really good. Like, this is really, really good stuff. And especially now, when technology is being enhanced so fast, when it's like exponential curve growth effect, and it's getting better all the time, exponentially, not just linearly, then you definitely detect a massive improvement when you're upgrading stuff. And it's just that in many ways, people haven't really felt the benefit yet of a lot of new technology. There's very few people that are getting big value from it right now. because of the old underlying software experience, that there hasn't, the last 10 years, almost nothing has happened on the software front in terms of investments. We even had Airbnb. I think we even had Uber 10 years ago. We had Facebook, we had Twitter, we had YouTube, but they have mainly, a lot of industries have mainly focused on, okay, the phone, the hardware experience. Like a lot of these phone, where a lot of value flow has happened is to buying smartphones. So smartphone companies have mainly focused on selling hardware, and other industries also has focused a lot on that, on selling hardware. Then also there has been a lot of distractions, events and stuff like that. But eventually it's going to come to that place where, okay, people have the hardware now. Okay, how can we make this software better? Make the work that should have happened the last 10 years, but it did not happen. Uh, yeah, it's almost nothing that has happened on the software front the last 10 years. But then you can also see it in terms of, let's say, evolution. Like 10 years is like nothing in some ways. So a lot of people haven't really felt the benefit of technology right now. And that's also why they might not be so willing to look at a lot of technology, a lot of new stuff, because they haven't really felt the benefit yet. But when they feel the benefit, as some people is in the crypto world, the blockchain world, some people are starting to feel the benefit on a daily basis. They see, oh yeah, this is better. This is what should be used. So it's going to be cool to finally have the tools. You have the tools to make intelligence great again. An example of intelligence. What is intelligence? Intelligence is not needing a million people to click on a video for it to have value, because in the old system you need a million people click on a video to earn like some kind of decent value. Now what is intelligence is making a system where you don't need 1 million people click on something to make value, but you can make value instead using proof of brain. And proof of brain is very interesting because a lot of the core culture behind that is that a person has to use their brain. They have to research stuff themselves. They have to show curiosity. They have to show involvement. If they do those things, eventually doors can start to open up for that person, and they start to realize more and more and more and more and more, and eventually they are going to come to some form of better experience. Okay. And here to basically, humans basically here to sort of experience stuff, right? So yeah, that's what I want to talk a bit about. As I talked about in other videos, I was quite worried a couple of years ago when I did not realize, like, it wasn't in my awareness that some new, way better technology would come. But when it entered my awareness that, oh my God, we have this new epic technology and I can use it, and it's like getting a peek into the future. And you see other people that hasn't gone through their own sort of experience of testing these stuff and using it, because you need to have an experience of it, because you don't know, like, a person that is not using something or has now a personal experience of something, they don't know how new technology, how good it is. Like, they don't know, they only know from what they're doing right now. So it's all about making people come inside of new systems that are used better, and then they get their own experience, and then they use their own proof of brain to figure stuff out for themselves. A lot of the stuff in old in the old internet is, it's what's more based on someone else has an answer for you, while these new systems are more, okay, you proof of brain, use proof of brain, uh, play with stuff yourself, hardware and software, and see where it leads. Okay, So yeah, that's what I want to talk a little bit about. Hopefully enjoyed. Have an awesome day, YouTube and the Steam blockchain. Bye bye.